Hi, I'm Suzanne from Rhythm Harmony. Thank you for joining me in this second video about playing the darbuka drum. So starting with a recap first of all of what we learned in the first video about playing the darbuka. So our drum is resting comfortably over our leg of our non-dominant hand. So that hand goes on the top of the drum. In my case that's my left hand. And our right hand is parallel to the skin and our arm, making a nice sort of straight line there, if that makes sense. So we're not playing like this or reaching round to the drum, but we're nice and comfortably in a straight line. So the doom we're making here using the flat of our hand, doom, and the tuck we're making here where the skin of the drum meets the frame, so a nice high sound. Doom, tuck. So let's just vocalize again a nice simple rhythm, just get ourselves warmed up using our dooms and our tucks. So we'll play doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck. You can feel that pulse there. Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck. Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck. Here we go. Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck. 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 One more. So having found out the feel of our drum and the sounds it makes and got ourselves into a certain pulse already, we'll come to a third sound on the drum, which is called the ka sound, or I refer to it as the ka, using this hand. So it's made with the ring finger, although you can use more than one finger. I quite often also use my middle finger, depending on the day really. And again, it's in that little area where the skin and the frame of the drum meet. It sometimes can feel really awkward playing this at first, especially as we've probably been, playing used to just resting our hand on the top of the drum and not actually having to do anything. So you need to position your hand not too far back, because you don't want to be sort of curling your fingers over the drum, but not too far forward, because if it's too far into reach, it kind of hurts your wrist and is uncomfortable. But with a lot of practice, you can kind of get your position of where you'll want to hold your hand exactly and how you'll want to hold it, because it depends on the size of your drum, your general anatomy, size of your hand, length of your fingers, etc. But as a guide, I would say you want to be something like this, give you a sideways view. So you've got your hand able to freely move with a little bit of space underneath there. You're not too far back like this. You're not too far forward like this, but just somewhere in the middle, nice and comfortably. And that left finger, ring finger, or both fingers if you prefer, is just going to come down and make quite a gentle sound on the drum. You're not going to get the same as the tuck. The ka is always going to be more gentle because it's with your other hand and we're just using the one or maybe two fingers to play this. So trying to get that little hand into action there, because it's always more difficult with your non-dominant hand, especially if you're very, say, heavily right-handed. It takes a bit of practice and it's not something our muscles are particularly used to doing, this movement. So be patient with yourself. But we'll play some tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck. So we're going to go tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck. And as long as you make some sound, then that's good, because with practice and with time, that technique will develop and a bit more sound will come. But let's get first into the action of the tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck, tuck-a tuck. One more, tuck-a tuck, So let's get that into our rhythm that we were doing before. So we'll add in our ka, and you see how it kind of pads the rhythm out, makes it a little bit more interesting by having that extra sound in there. So we have been playing doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck. So now we'll play doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. Keep that repeating. So we'll vocalise it first and get our pulse in place. Our pulse, we want to really feel it in our body before we start putting this on our drum. Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, 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 doom, tuck, doom, doom, one more, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. So putting that on our drum, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. Let's just go through it again, slow-mo with our hands. Look, this is muscle memory, kind of training out our hands where to go without us having to think too much, and connecting the movements up to what we're vocalising. So doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. One more, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. So let's get a beat on. Bit of accompaniment for us. We'll find that pulse. Feel that? Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. Ready for our drum? Doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck, doom, tuck, doom, doom, tuck-a-tuck. patience really to learn the darbuka, as it does with most drums really. You know, this is a strange hand movement for us to be making if we're not used to doing it. Going through the motions is always a good thing, and it gets you in the rhythm and the feel of what you're playing, you know, feeling that pulse of it, not worrying too much about the sound. And then you'll get to a point where the sound does start to matter to you, and you'll notice that if you're in the same part of the drum, using the same kind of amount of pressure and etc. each time you play a doom, they will start to sound consistently the same. In fact, it's quite a good idea just to practice over and over, and without looking. The temptation is always to look and, you know, play the drum by looking at it, but you don't want to be looking down at your drum all the time, especially when you play with other people, because you want to be looking at them and their drums, so you're playing together, not all doing our own little thing. So it's very much about how the drum feels and sounds, so you'll get used to listening to the sound that you're making and how that's feeling, exactly where your hands are. But it does take a little bit of patience. So I kind of always think learning to play something on a drum is very much in three parts really. So it's feeling that pulse, you need to feel what you're playing. Then it's the technicalities of, you know, which order is the doom, the tech, the car, vocalizing the rhythm, getting to know that. And then it's the actual making the sounds, putting it all together. So you don't necessarily get everything in one go, but be patient and look upon it as working in steps. And the final step is actually making a nice sound. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoy that video and are happily playing your car along with your doom and your tuck. And in the next video we will learn a fourth sound on the darbuka.